Steelers' quarterback quest. Is the future in the first round? The Pittsburgh Steelers are at a crossroads when it comes to their quarterback situation. After 2 consecutive seasons of major roster changes at the position, it's clear that the franchise is determined to find a long-term solution. This isn't about patchwork or relying on veterans past their prime. This is about building a foundation for the future. And at the center of this plan is GM Omar Khan, who's been quietly shaping what many believe could be the ultimate blueprint for Pittsburgh's quarterback success. The team's recent history with quarterbacks has been anything but stable. Since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement, the Steelers have cycled through several quarterbacks, none of whom have fully seized the role as the franchise leader. Now, with the 2025 NFL Draft on the horizon, Pittsburgh has shifted its focus to the upcoming class of quarterbacks, conducting exhaustive scouting and pre-draft evaluations. The quarterback class. Who's on Pittsburgh's radar? Speculation has been swirling about the Steelers possibly selecting a quarterback in the first round. While many fans and analysts have debated the merits of this approach, insiders like Adam Schefter have provided intriguing insights. On a recent episode of the Adam Schefter podcast, the veteran NFL reporter shared his thoughts on Pittsburgh's draft strategy. Schefter admitted that he initially thought the Steelers wouldn't target a quarterback in the first round. However, based on what he's learned behind the scenes, he now believes otherwise. Reading between the lines, Schefter said, the only quarterback they'd consider at number 1 is Shadur Sanders. This is a significant revelation. It suggests that while the Steelers might be open to drafting a quarterback in the first round, they're only doing so if the right candidate is available, and that candidate appears to be Sanders. Why Shadur Sanders? Shadur Sanders, the dynamic quarterback from Jackson State, has been generating buzz with his impressive performances and potential to thrive at the next level. What makes Sanders particularly appealing to Pittsburgh is his dual threat ability, football IQ, and leadership skills. He's shown that he can handle the pressure, make quick decisions, and adapt to different defensive schemes. However, there's a catch. Sanders is projected to be selected as high as the 2nd overall pick. This raises a critical question. Would the Steelers even have a chance to draft him? The likelihood seems slim, but if Sanders experiences a draft day slide, perhaps due to concerns from other teams or unexpected shifts in draft order, Pittsburgh could be in a position to make a bold move. Could the Steelers trade up? The idea of the Steelers trading up for Sanders isn't far-fetched. If he starts to fall down the board, Pittsburgh might consider moving up from their current position at number 21. This would require them to part with additional draft capital, possibly including a second-round pick or future assets. But if Sanders is truly their guy, it's a move they might be willing to make. Moreover, the Steelers could target the 10th overall pick, currently held by the Chicago Bears, as a potential trade-up spot. This would put them in striking distance of securing Sanders while giving him the opportunity to sit behind an experienced quarterback, perhaps even Aaron Rodgers, if Pittsburgh manages to land him before taking the reins as the starter. What about Jackson Dart? While Sanders appears to be the front runner, Jackson Dart hasn't been ruled out. The Steelers recently hosted Dart for a pre-draft visit, giving him the chance to meet with the coaching staff and showcase his skills. Dart, known for his strong arm and mobility, has impressed scouts with his ability to make plays both in and out of the pocket. However, Schefter suggests that Dart isn't the Steelers' top choice for round one. That said, there's still a scenario where Pittsburgh could draft Dart in the second round if they trade back into that spot. Many evaluators have rated Dart and Sanders closely, with some even preferring Dart's skill set over Sanders. The big picture, what this means for Pittsburgh. If the Steelers go all in on drafting a quarterback in the first round, it will mark a significant shift in their approach. This move would signal that the franchise is committed to finding a long-term answer at the position, rather than relying on temporary fixes. But beyond the draft itself, the decision will have ripple effects on the roster. A rookie quarterback would bring competition, potentially pushing current QBs to elevate their performance or face a changing of the guard. Additionally, the choice between Sanders and Dart could shape Pittsburgh's offensive philosophy for years to come. Final thoughts. As the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, all eyes will be on the Steelers. Whether they land Shadur Sanders, Jackson Dart, or surprise everyone with a different prospect, the decision will have a lasting impact on the franchise's future. The draft is always full of surprises, but Pittsburgh's quarterback situation is one of the most compelling storylines to watch. One thing's for sure, the Steelers are not content with the status quo. They're ready to make a bold move, and it could very well define the next era of Pittsburgh football. Stay tuned. This draft could be the turning point the Steelers